When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliat with the sister sauce.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Sister Sauce. We're in season two, and I do believe that this is I'm stalling, episode five of season two. We took a week off last week. We hope you missed us because then that means you're going to appreciate this episode. I'm here today with my beautiful sister Priscilla Babin and my gorgeous nibbling Clover Babin. And if you're listening and not watching, you don't see all the faces they're making, but they're still beautiful and gorgeous, even with the funny faces. How are you doing today, my lovely people?
Good, good,
Did
good.
y'all eat a
Already did.
lot for Thanksgiving?
Oh
I
my
know because I
God.
was there, so don't lie.
Oh, not
Your
just
peanut butter pie
Thanksgiving.
was so yummy.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
good.
Yes, we did eat plenty yesterday, but we were eating all week before because we went to visit the oldest sibling, Renee, in Texas, and she showed us all her favorite places to go eat. We had sushi. We went to a tea, what do you call it? Tea shop that
Yeah.
had lovely sandwiches and things.
Oh,
This
that sounds
brunch
nice.
place.
We went to a brunch place called Snooze.
So good.
So good. Oh my goodness. What else? Where else did
What
we
was the
go?
place y'all went to that had the food on the conveyor belts?
Yeah, that's Kira. Yeah. Can't remember the name of it. It's a sushi place, and you sit there, and it you they put you at a table, and there's a conveyor belt next to you. There's actually two. And on the lower level, there's just stuff going around and around, and it goes through the kitchen. And people just they teach you how to grab a plate because there's like little lids on them. And so you have to grab the plate and kind of tip it, and the lid pops open, and you pull the little plate out, and then you put it on the table, and you if there's people next to you, you have to pass to them. Everybody's like, grab me one of those. And it has, what it is on there. And there's a little iPad up above that tells you how much everything is and everything. And you can order if there's something that's not been coming out, or if everybody's been grabbing it before, you can get some. You can order stuff to come directly to you. So the upper conveyor belt shoots it right to your table and stops, and the little thing dings and it says, hey, your food's coming, and here it comes, and you grab it. And a lot of the foods come on these little plates that are all the same size. They're all these little small, little bit small, between a saucer and a lunch plate size, huh? And there's a slot on the table, and you stick your plate down this slot, and it takes it into this like a little river underneath the conveyor belts and shoots it back into a dishwasher in the kitchen. And it goes into this dishwashing thing, and all the plates get washed and stacked back up. And you can order other stuff, ramen and all kind of things in bowls
Awesome.
and bigger containers. Nico got this real neat looking little thing with beef and rice that was in a square box with its own little lid. It was so cute. And then when you eat 15, right? When you eat things off of 15 plates and return those plates, you get a little toy, like a little bookmark or a keychain or some
It
little thing.
sends it to you on the conveyor belt?
No, it comes down. There's like a dispenser, like one of those toy dispensers, like you put the quarter in at the store
This
up
is like the
above,
coolest.
and it shoots out a little toy in a plastic ball, and you open it up, and you got your little toy. And we ate 30 plates,
Yeah.
31 plates of food plus more amongst the five of us. And so we had two little toys, and Nico took the one thing, I think, and Joey took the other one, which was a little bookmark. And so it gives you a goal to shoot for, which is really good for them because they're selling a lot more sushi. But we all tried some things we had not tried before.
That's
That was
interesting.
adventurous. It was fun.
When you told us about it originally, I thought it was probably like a flat fee, like a buffet or whatever. So how does it track? It just knows what table is grabbing the stuff off of the belt?
I guess so. And I guess
I think you
um
pay for the stuff that you order directly, and then it counts each of the mini plates as one price, I think, maybe.
well, some of those mini plates, it says on there that they're premium or something. So I don't know if the plate is
True.
different. I don't know
There
how it
might be a
knows.
code or something on the plate so that when you take it, it like swipes or something.
I don't know, but it's really fun. It's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
Well, the
See,
whole
this is
reason
my technology brain trying to figure this out.
Uh-huh.
Clover?
the whole reason you get the toy is because like the whole time you're eating, every time you put like I think it's like 5 plates at a time, there's a little story that comes up on the iPad, like a little animated story.
Hmm.
And so it's like this, is it a cat? I don't know,
It's some kind of
a
little
cat
critter.
or a panda, something. And it's like fighting these evil food monsters and trying to get the recipe back.
And a shark comes and takes the recipe, and you got to get the recipe back
Yeah.
for the stuff for the sauce for
Something, I don't know.
from the shark. We're probably really screwing this up, but
Sure.
it was fun and it was really cute. And we had that was a good time. The tea shop was really cute. So if anybody's ever in downtown Houston and you need some recommendations for where to eat, we got them. This just
So,
lots of fun and
one
delicious.
more question. Was that Renee's first time there too, or had she been
No,
there before?
no, these were all favorite places. So
Oh, okay. I was just curious if it was new to all of y'all or just y'all.
you would have loved the brunch place we went to.
Oh,
You'd love that. It's very similar. It feels very similar to another broken egg.
oh,
And in fact, Renee thought about going to there, but she knew we already have one here. So she was like, let's go to Snooze instead. And they have the cute little mugs similar to another broken egg, and Clover bought a mug to take home.
oh,
So cute.
cool.
Yeah.
You know that the thing that we liked from Another Broken Egg was the cinnamon roll French toast.
Mm.
And they have that now at Cracker Barrel. And
Oh,
I got that at Cracker Barrel when we were on our way home last week from our trip. Well, that is so wonderful. It sounds like y'all had a great time.
you
Lots
got
of
to
good.
tell us about your vacation too.
Well, AJ and I went to Beau Rivage just for a little couples getaway. Liv stayed home and fended for herself, but we went and it's a casino resort. We didn't go for the casino part at all. I mean, we did do a little bit of quarter slots, but and video poker. But we mostly went just to get like a massage. We did a couples massage that was absolutely lovely. Their spa is beautiful. And everybody, I've only ever had a massage from a friend who was wonderful, but she did it in her home. And so it was different atmosphere. This was like this little dark room, and AJ and I were both in there, and they have all these like, I wondered about it. Like he's got a guy massaging him, I got a girl massaging me. How are they going to do this? And do we both get undressed at the same time or what? But they were really good about it. Like when it was time for either one of us to turn over, they were on the inside of the two tables, and like the guy held the towel up or the blanket up and let AJ turn over, and she did the same for me. And I mean, they were wonderful, and they had this little music going in the background, and no technology was allowed in the back, although AJ didn't know that, and he carried his phone back there, but then he just stuck it in his shoe or something, and turned it off. But I was like, what are you doing with that phone? You're not supposed to have that in here. It was like in the pocket of his robe or whatever. And but it was really, really incredibly nice. And we did that on Thursday night. We were there Thursday and Friday night, and we came home Saturday. It's just an hour and a half away, so or 2 hours away, whatever. So it was a little short trip. But we also made reservations at this Italian restaurant in the place that was really lovely. And we got spaghetti and meatball and salad. And they had a sandwich shop in the lobby that the first night we ate Cracker Barrel for lunch. And then like 7 or 8 that night, we were starting to get hungry again after the massages. We worked off all our food with those massages. And then we went to
It
this little
got squeezed
sandwich
out of
shop in the lobby, and they had the best chicken salad sandwich, but it was just so much food. And we realized AJ got a club, and it was three slices of bread, so we could only each of us could only eat half our sandwich. It was so much. Um and but we ended up taking him home and eating the other half after we got home. Thankfully we had a refrigerator. And then we went the second night after we got our Italian food. During the day, we went to the movies on Friday to go see the Christmas pageant, the best Christmas pageant ever. That new movie that's out. And that was really sweet. We liked that. And it was just about 15 minutes away from the hotel. And then we went back and we had our dinner at the Italian restaurant. And then we went to this coffee shop in the lobby that had ice cream and waffle cones, and we got
Oh,
waffle cones with ice cream. And then the next day we came back home and we stopped at Cracker Barrel on the way home too. So one little tip I'll give y'all is if you join the Cracker Barrel Rewards Club and put the app on your phone, you can like check in when you're on your way to Cracker Barrel and let them know you're coming. And then when you get there, you just click I'm here and you get the next table available. And it was kind of funny because it was a Saturday morning that we were driving back home, and AJ, we had joined the rewards club on our way up there because we didn't know anything about it until we got there. And they said, "Oh, you get a free appetizer." So AJ said, "Oh, you ought to check that rewards club and see what we get for free, because then they say we get a free appetizer." And I said, "Yeah." So it was like these little beignet bites or whatever. But anyway, I was downloading the app, and that's when I discovered that we could check in. And AJ said, "Well, we're going to the one in Gulfport. Go ahead and tell them, that we're coming." And so I did. And we get there, and I looked at my phone, and it said, "Let us know when you're here." And I clicked, "We're here." And we are getting out of the car, walking in the place, and this bunch of people are walking out, and they're all like snooty. And this lady goes, "Good luck with your weight." And I was like, "Ooh," so we walked in the place, and the line that was at the lectern or podium, whatever it's called. It's like the all-in-one thing. It's a lectern, I think, technically. And the line was like all the way around the store, people waiting to get in. And AJ said, "Oh man, I don't want to like go up there to check in because then it's going to look like we're cutting the line." And I was like, "We don't have to check in. They know we're here. They'll probably call our name." I said, "Let's go wait toward the front." And so we walked up and stood there. And right when we walked up, they said, "Tina Gill, yeah, party it too." I was like, "This worked well." And so then AJ kept saying, I'm embarrassed. People are gonna think we cut the line." And I'm like, we did this legitimately. And for all they know, we've been sitting in our car waiting. They don't know that we just got here, but it was kind of cool. So if y'all join the rewards club and download that app, you can go ahead and check in at Cracker Barrel. Whoop, whoop. All right. So all our food talk is done.
I'm
What's this
hungry
episode
again.
about? Food.
I
Um,
know, right?
let's talk about hot sauce. Do you have hot sauce that
Okay.
you like to share?
I have just a real quick hot sauce. If y'all remember, we had a whole episode where we talked about discounts that you can get from being a senior or whatnot. And my son, Nico, advised me that I don't know if this is new or if we just overlooked it. I know I had signed up I have Walmart Plus. I've had it for a year and a half, probably almost. And I found out you could get the AARP discount when we did our show about discounts. So I had I talked to somebody, you know, in customer service because I couldn't figure out how to apply my AARP discount. And they said, don't worry, we're going to submit a ticket for it and somebody's going to enter your card information, your AARP card information. And within a few weeks, I noticed that it had been entered on there and I'm in there for my discount. And then though, Nico just told me that now, and like I said, I don't know if this is a brand new thing or if we just didn't know about it, but the Walmart Plus membership, you can get it for half off if you qualify for government assistance with SNAP, WIC, Medicaid, or other government assistance, probably Medicare too. You can save big on Walmart Plus. Switch now to pay just $6.47 a month or $49 a year. How about that?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I don't think I get that big a discount with my AARP, so I'm gonna have to go take a look.
That's pretty cool. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, so y'all check that out.
Mhm. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. Well, today we were hoping to have a guest today, but our guest is under the weather and wasn't able to make it. But we have Clover, the next best thing, or equal best thing, and equal best person, not thing.
Thing one and thing two. Well, you are a computer.
But today
In the
we're gonna talk about some ideas for Christmas gifts, and most of them are DIY types of gifts or things that are less expensive than going and buying gifts from stores. And so I'm gonna start the ball rolling if you don't mind, Priscilla, and then you can just jump in and share ones that we found some articles and some of them have duplication, but we'll kind of share with you. The first one is one of the articles from Spruce Crafts online has several different options to create like beauty products for people. And they have like scrubs that you can make with cinnamon and salt and things like that. There are lotions that you can create on your own with different types of oils and that sort of thing. There's even an anti-frizz hairspray that you can create and bottle up and give to someone. And so that's an idea for you. If you're interested, you can Google the recipes for the different types of beauty products, like natural beauty products. And Priscilla and I were talking about it a little bit beforehand, and we're both going, we wonder if that's safe, like to give somebody else a product that you made that's not approved by the Food and Drug Administration or whatever organization approves beauty products. But if it's all natural, I would think it would be okay. But you have to, I would say, include the list of the ingredients on it. And you could buy little fancy containers from the Dollar Tree to put these products in. But yeah, for sure, that would be a cute little gift. And if you're computer savvy, you can make fancy labels. We can call it Tina's treatments.
Yeah, in some cases, some of these things, I mean, if you don't have any of the ingredients or containers or a label maker, you're going to be putting a lot of money out, I think, to start
it doesn't end up being as affordable. I agree.
Yeah, some people might already have, you know, like the little containers from other stuff that they can upcycle. You know, we had our whole episode about reduce, reuse, and recycle. And so, you know, you could, you know, if you bought something, you know, if you bought coconut oil on sale and now you have so much coconut oil, you don't know what to do with it, you could make one of these things that coconut oil is a major ingredient.
For real.
Things like that. Searching up, what can I make with excess coconut oil? I bought these things and they came in all these little jars. What do I do with all these little jars. Make lip balm. So that it's kind of sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like a lot of these I like mo lotions and potions, or at least the potions. I don't put as many lotions on as I used to. Sometimes I have good intentions for lotions. Somebody want to whip me up some homemade wrinkle remover.
What's another one that or category that you've seen that you like?
Um, I used to do a lot of homemade crafts and things. Some of them looking back now, I'm like a little cringy, because times have
I
changed.
I feel ya.
I used to make these wreaths I would get or ornaments. I would get styrofoam shapes and I would cut squares of fabric, different kind of fabric with my pinking shears. So they were, zigzaggy on the edges. And then I would take a pokey thing and I would poke the fabric all over and it would make this fluffy.
Oh, I've seen
Remember those?
those.
I
Yeah.
made one like 3 million years ago. But they
Yeah.
after a while and when you cut fabric with pinking shears, you end up with all this little lint crap all over everything. So but like Clover makes jewelry sometimes for friends, and our friend Catherine is a jewelry
Yeah,
maker.
Catherine does a lot of jewelry. And some of that can get expensive too when you're buying like the stones and stuff like that. But
Ye-
if you have things like we have some of the rocks that Grandpa and Scott polished, and I look at that and think, oh, one of us could make jewelry if we were talented enough. Or we
Some of
could give them to Catherine and say, hey, make us jewelry.
Yeah. I have some of Grandpa's pieces he made that were in Grandma's jewelry box
Yeah,
or shed or whatever. And I used to wear them more often, but it's mostly pins. A lot of pins.
I lost all my jewelry from Grandpa because when Braithwaite, my jewelry box got tossed in the trash
Mm.
by one of the volunteers. And although we dug it out and pulled all the jewelry out that I wanted to keep and try to clean up, somebody stole it. We had
Mm.
it in a box on the porch while we were working on other stuff. And when we came back out, it was gone.
Mm.
So, it's like these people have lost everything in this flood, and we're going to just stab the knife in even further and steal their grandfather's homemade jewelry.
I'll give you some of mine.
I like crafty things, but I'm not crafty. But some of the things that they had in the articles that we looked at that I thought I could possibly make were like pretty bookmarks that you can make for kids. So, like if you have a lot of kids to buy for and you want to make them bookmarks, you can do that. That's a cute idea. And they have some ideas in the one article. We'll share all these articles in our show notes, but some that you can make that have little flowers. And you could do like the punch. If you have the punches where you can punch out little shapes and all, you can make flowers. They have a lot of embroidery stuff and sewing things like jewelry that you can make by sewing fabric a certain way or eyeglass cases. I'm just not good with all that kind of stuff. But embroidery, they use embroidery a lot, like on you buy a cheaper like onesie or a plain t-shirt, and it's a lot cheaper. And then when you embroider on it, it's a personal touch and it's a nicer gift. But I'm just not crafty enough to do that kind of stuff.
When you can get like the t-shirt paints and stuff like that if you're not into the needlework. But like I have my white tennis shoes. I have a pair of white, they're like the fakey Converse that
Uh-huh.
get for a lot cheaper off Amazon or whatever or Walmart. And I had ordered some for Clover for an extra pair of school shoes, and I ordered the wrong size and they were too big. Well, they fit me. So then I was like, well, why don't we jazz them up a little bit? And I had Clover design little drawings on them,
I
little
remember
rainbows.
that. Yeah.
And it took me forever, but I embroidered the drawings in the different colors.
You have to
So
take a picture of that and we can post it on our Facebook.
yeah, I will warn y'all, embroidering through canvas shoes is not an easy task on the finger.
Oosh, I'll bet, man.
My fingers were real sore after just like, you know,
And a little
20 or
homework.
30 minutes of, yeah, and poke myself a lot. So,
You
so
have to put thimbles on every finger when you're doing stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. But that's that was a little time consuming and difficult, but if you like a tote bag would probably be a lot easier if you wanted to, but personalizing, putting something on there a person's name or an image that's reflective of one of their favorite things, like if you wanted to make it Harry Potter themed or if they really like penguins or if they're really into um, different a certain kind of flower is their favorite. You could embroider that on there and or paint it with the puffy paints or something.
Or use patches. Because if you go to like a lot of these like Michael's and I don't
Mhm.
know, other Joanne, I don't know, like just
Craft stores.
yeah, craft stores and places that would have pre-made patches. Sometimes like the patches themselves will be like $1 a piece. If you buy multiple, you can make different combinations. I
Hmm.
have I have this sweater from the mom, from my grandma, that
Hmm.
it literally just like a gray Hanes sweater, really old
Sweatshirt, yeah.
sweatshirt from years ago, crew neck. I don't know if she did it or if it was Aunt Lori or something, but there's like 3 patches on the front, 2 little bluebirds and a sunflower, and I wear it all the time,
Hmm.
mostly because
Aw,
it's comfortable, but it's
that's
adorable.
sweet. And it's a nice thing to have from your grandma. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I
That's nice. I like that.
but
One of the things that they had in the article I noticed a theme of was like food items. And you and I have experienced this. I know, I'm pretty sure you and I have both experienced the same thing where people will give you like cookie mix in a jar that's like cookies from scratch. So it'll have like the ingredients for the cookies all like layered in the jar and then it'll have like the instructions to make it. Those are kind of cool. And so
Uh-huh.
it's like making homemade, but and it looks pretty in the jar. And you can buy the jars like at Dollar Tree for pretty reasonable price. And they'll have like soup. I know one of the gifts I got one time was somebody gave us the ingredients for a certain kind of soup, and I thought that was kind of cool. And so they have different ones that you could do for that. If you look at this article, you'll see this one article that I'm looking at anyway has some ideas for that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Or if another thing I've gotten and I've given some as gifts in the past is I've gotten like a coffee mug and it has like a little cellophane bag wrapped inside and tied with a cute little Christmas ribbon or whatever and a little tag, and it will have ingredients for hot cocoa, and it might have like crushed peppermints and some hot chocolate mix, and it's doctored up a little bit so it's a little fancier than just your regular Swiss Miss. But and then it has add 8 ounces of hot milk or whatever to it on the little tag. And you could go and get a nice, there's some, we've been a few times lately to Goodwill hunting for costume items and stuff for Halloween and for the Renaissance Festival and stuff, and saw some real cute mugs. And so
Oh,
you
I like that.
mug that's real cute from Goodwill, and then go mix up a little fun hot chocolate mix pouch and put it in there, dress it up, make sure it's all clean and everything, and wrap it nice. And that would make a really cute little gift for, one of your friends who you're not planning to spend a lot of money on, but or a teacher gift
or you
or
could do
coworkers.
yeah, you could do a teacup with like tea ingredients in it too,
Yeah.
if they're not a
Oh,
hot.
that sounds cool. Yeah.
All the little like teacups and mugs and little like glass trinkets that are at Goodwill.
Mhm.
Oh, I want to buy the whole shelf.
You can find plenty of beautiful ones without chips or anything. And
Yeah.
sometimes get a whole set of them, and then you could wrap just the one mug and saucer, yeah, a cup and saucer.
Oh,
And
that's cute. That's a cute idea. And Dollar Tree has a lot of that kind of stuff too. So if you aren't able to find something you like at Dollar Tree, I mean at Goodwill, you could go to Dollar Tree if you don't have a Goodwill or a thrift store by you. But yeah, I love that. That's cool. I used to make loaves of bread. I was telling AJ, we lost our bread maker in Hurricane Isaac. And I was telling him the other day, I said, one of these days I'm going to get me when I have a butler's pantry. I am not buying another kitchen appliance until then because we have appliances running away on the counter. But yeah, I'm like, I think I would like to have another bread maker because I used to love making bread for people. And you can make different flavors of bread and
I had one, and I hardly ever made bread in it because I don't know, laziness or just didn't have time, too many other things to do. And a friend of mine makes a lot of bread. And I was like, she had, I think she had actually posted on Facebook, did anybody want to sell their bread maker? She was looking for a cheap secondary bread maker. And I was like, I'll give you mine. A bunch of some buns or something. I don't remember what it was, something really good, and sent them over.
Ooh, yeah. We used to make all different kinds, and I would wrap them in cellophane and put them in my freezer. And believe it or not, we would get so many compliments about how moist the bread was. And I think because I wrapped it up while it was still warm and then froze it, it like kept that moisture and so everybody would rave about the bread that I made. And it's funny because I'm not a cook. AJ loves to cook. For me, I it's kind of sort of like the way I play the piano. Some people can sit down at the piano and play by ear. I can play one finger by ear, but I can't like improvise or anything. I have to play straight off the sheet music and I'm not that great at it, but I have to have sheet music to follow and I do. And I'm the same way with cooking. I have to have a recipe. I'm not good at saying, "Oh, maybe if I put a little salt or a little honey or whatever." I'm not good at that. I'm not good at improvising with cooking. And so for me, making bread is an exact science. And I remember when I said to someone that I wanted a bread machine, they're like, that if you're going to make bread, you have to be exact with all your measurements and like measure a spoon of salt and shave the top off of it, so that it's an exact teaspoon or whatever. And I was like, that's right up my alley because I'm all about the exact science. I'm not about guessing how much, a dash of this or a sprinkle of that. No, it's got to be exact. So, yeah, it worked out good for me. I
Yeah.
love that.
We were making the peanut butter pie the other day, and she was reading the instructions, and she was like, "How much is a dash?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Well, that was for the green bean
The green
casserole.
bean
It said a dash
casserole.
of milk. And I said, how much is a dash? And Clover goes, I think it's a little bit less than a splash.
That's funny because I
Ready
was
for
going
a
to say
splash, so too late.
about a splash. That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
A little less than a splash.
yeah.
That's
Something,
cute.
I feel like certain recipes you've got more wiggle room, but like especially if it's a baked good,
Yeah, for
because the
sure.
consistency has to be a certain way and
Yeah.
everything. I always try to be as exact as I can. If it's something that's going to be like go in the refrigerator, like a peanut butter pie, I feel like, it can be a little rougher. But some of those, like the breads, though, oh my goodness, that was another thing. I always felt like I was so nervous about inside cooking well enough that I'd end up with it would be too crusty and just like
That's
too.
how I am if I try to cook like chicken or whatever. I end up, yeah, drying it out because I'm so concerned it's not going to be cooked all the way. AJ's really good about that. He can kind of estimate, and he's usually pretty on the mark with it. But yeah, I'm not an adventuresome cook, not at all.
Mm.
I'm no dishwasher.
I'm adventuresome with some of the things, but definitely like the baked goods make me nervous. And like cooking meat, unless I'm using my slow cooker, like I've experimented so much with so many different things over the many years that I feel like I have certain crutches, and my slow cooker is one of my crutches. You put the meat in there, and I feel like I can't go very wrong in my slow cooker.
We went to the
It
Parish
helps.
Diner the other night because somebody wanted to come see our house. And so Liv and I were home, and I called AJ and said, "Hey, just letting you know, somebody's coming to look at the house. So we're going to scoot and go somewhere." And he's like, "Well, where are y'all going to go?" And I said, "I don't know. We don't know what to do." And so then he says, "Well, if y'all are hungry, I'm hungry. Let's meet at the Parish Diner and eat." So we did. And they had red beans and rice, and it was so good. But they had cornbread that came with it, and it was so moist. And I was telling AJ about how when I was a teenager, I used to love to bake, and cornbread was one of the things I would make. And Dad would always say, "You make the best cornbread." But my trick was that I would add double milk because I didn't like the dryness of cornbread. So I would double the milk ingredient or whatever the measurement was for the milk, and it would make the moistest cornbread. It was so good.
Mm.
So, and Dad used to always say that. And I don't know if I ever told him my secret or not. I probably moved out and got married, and then Dad tried to make cornbread and was like, "Dang, I just can't make it as good as Tina."
It's funny, milk makes a difference. I know I think I mentioned that to you the other day. We were talking about grits, and my husband used to always say, were my grits better than his? And I was like, because you use water in your instant grits and I use milk.
Ah, that's what AJ used to do too with the oatmeal. He would put milk instead of water, and I just used water. But nah.
More calories, but it tastes better too.
Do you anything else stand out to you on the gift list that we looked at?
I was just scrolling just now and I came across one that was real cute. They had taken just I don't know if I didn't read all the instructions, but it looked like they had just taken maybe a piece of cardboard or something and cut it in a wreath shape and covered it with fabric. And then they glued uh glitter covered what are they called? Clothespins. The
Oh, I saw that. That
those
was really cute. Yeah.
different teas, little tea bags, different flavors of tea all around, and as a wreath of teas.
I saw that. That's a cute idea. That would be a great gift to give a tea drinker, huh? That would be
Yeah.
cute. Yeah, and
But
they also have like different ones that you could do candles, but I'm guessing that buying candle wax can get pretty pricey.
mm. Oh, here's
But
one I would accept gratefully. It's one of those glass dispenser jars, like you have that you put your drink in, you put the drink in it, and then you can, it's got the little toggle so you can and a spout so you can but they got one of those and they put all the ingredients for sangria in it.
ooh,
Like not
yes.
poured in, but like in like a bottle of the wine and stuff,
I
and then
like that.
ribbon on it. So somebody could make their own sangria. Somebody want to
Yeah.
send sangria.
They also have a lot of string crafts on this one article. And so if you like cording and string, and so I don't know if you remember doing it when we were kids, where you would put the nails in the board and then wrap
Uh-huh.
the string. And so you could just get like a little tracing, and you could probably get the string and the nails and the piece of wood pretty reasonably priced, but you could use like a pattern that you just print off the computer. There's a lot more advantages we have nowadays to being creative than we had when we were younger. You had to do everything from scratch. So I liked that one. And then there's some things you can do with cording, like wrapping cord around a bottle. You could probably use crochet thread for that. And especially if it's different colors, like multicolored crochet thread, and you just wrap it, you put glue on the bottle and you wrap it and do it close together, and it makes a pretty design on the bottle. And you could do it with like a cheap bottle, like from a jar of peanut butter or whatever, and use that as like a little bank, a piggy bank, or a candle holder, or make sure it's not meltable. You don't want a plastic bottle, but
Or even a
there's
tin
some,
can, or like the tin can you get your coffee, the coffee can.
yes, yes, that would be cute. We had last year we had Liv used to eat the M&Ms. She's not much of a fan anymore, but she used to eat the peanut M&Ms, and we would buy them in the big plastic jar.
Mhm.
And every time we went to Sam's, we would buy peanut M&Ms. And we had like 25 of the jars because they were so great, and I didn't want to throw them away. And I was like, one day I'm going to make something with those. And I never did. And we were cleaning out our garage one day, and AJ's like, "Are you ever going to make anything with these?" And I'm like, "No, but I don't want to throw them away. They're so cool." So I posted a message in my neighborhood group and asked if anybody wanted them. And one lady said, "I want like 5 or 6 of them to organize my craft area in my house, but I don't want to take all 30 I think I had." And this other lady wrote back and said, "I'm a teacher. I can definitely take them all. I love that." So I put 2 stacks on my porch, and they came and got them. I didn't even talk to them. They just came and got them. But
Nice.
yeah.
Good
And
for the environment too, recycling. You know,
AJ's been saving the animal cracker containers because they're like, I think we gave one to y'all for your cat food or something.
Mhm. Yep.
And he saved like 4 of those, and he's using them in his workshop for different tools or something. I don't know, he's got in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I used to remember I used to make my bottle lights too.
I was thinking about that.
Oh yeah, those
If
were
you,
cool. I had one until
especially,
Hurricane Isaac.
yeah, and especially if you happen to have a drill bit that's made to drill through glass, it helps, but you don't necessarily have to have that. You could run if you want to take some little lights, either the kind it can be the a small string of lights that you plug in, or
Yeah.
now, lights have changed so much. When I used to make them, there were no LED strings of lights, but now you can get the LEDs in different colors and everything, and with the little battery pack, and you just you could even like make a little base to go under to glue the bottle on top of and hide the battery pack underneath and run the wire down the outside and disguise it. If you're wrapping, whether you're doing, you could do that really old craft. Remember, we learned in school about taking the masking tape and then rubbing the shoe polish all over and making it look like a old woven wicker bottle. And but you could, what I did with a lot of mine is I would print out images on thinner paper and Mod Podge them on the outside the bottle, or I would do um and put glitter, like I'd do a little design with the hot glue or the Mod Podge a little thicker and then sprinkle glitter in it, or glue little bits of fabric all over the outside, and it's real pretty. And
Or you could get
make
like
a little
glass
decoration.
paint.
Yeah, glass paint.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I found the one article that we looked at was about crafts or gifts that you can make on your computer. And
Mhm.
it's just 5 different ideas. And one of them was to make a mix CD, which I thought was funny because I didn't think people listened to CDs anymore. But this is a recent article. And so you could put a music CD together for somebody, or it says you can gift them an iTunes collection, um, or create a digital scrapbook. is another thing. But I was telling AJ, there's a commercial on TV where the kids are like, "Happy birthday, Dad," and other kids are giving their dad gifts and everything. And the wife is in the kitchen and she was like, "Oh no, I forgot my husband's birthday." And so she hurries up and goes on her phone and makes like a little digital photo album and says, "And this is my gift from you." And I'm thinking, that is just so cheesy. So I'm not sure how how I would feel about a digital scrapbook. But I like this idea. It says you could be creative and write a poem or a song for the person and record it. And then you could do like mixed book photos and things like that, but that gets expensive when you're trying to print them. But there's a lot of things you can do with digital images. There's a company called Personalized Ornaments, I think it's called, or personalized gifts, something like that. We use it every year. We buy ornaments and we'll take a picture that we took the previous year and put it on an ornament and put it on our tree. And PJ's passed away, but we still buy ornaments for PJ and we just choose a different picture every year. So we have all these different ornaments on our tree with PJ's picture on it, with Livia's picture, AJ and I. And we try to pick something fun from the year, like if we went on a trip. So I'll probably make an ornament of one of the pictures we took at Beau Rivage this past weekend, or maybe one in New York. We had some good pictures from our trip to New York. So those are kind of fun gifts. You remember I used to make the calendars. I think I talked about that on one of the other episodes but that can get expensive when you're trying to print. But if it's just for one or two people, you can have some fun with it. And Microsoft has the calendar templates online that you can just download the whole year of months. And you just have to go look for it, 2025 calendar download. And if you're computer savvy like I am, you could I'm bragging on myself.
Yeah.
But you can take and snip the calendar out of it and paste it into whatever document you're doing and resize it so you can make a smaller calendar or yeah. And you can, if you don't have a binding machine, I have a binding machine, but if you don't, you could take it to like Office Depot or whatever and just get them to bind it for you.
Even Walgreens has some printing services they provide.
Yeah.
I had gotten when my dog died, they had given me this cute little box and it has his paw print in like that moon sand stuff
Yeah.
and a little tuft of his hair. And then the top
That's what they gave us when Molly died. Yeah.
they told me, you can put a picture of him in the top part, and then when you open it up, it's got his picture and his little paw print. So I didn't have any I hardly ever print any pictures anymore. We live in a digital age. So I just went over to I got on my Walgreens app and sent them a picture of him that I thought was a good picture, and I got a couple of prints done just in case I messed one of them up or something cutting it. And I went and picked him up. It wasn't until I put it in the box that I noticed I had taken the picture through the window and there's a reflection of me on it. So it's kind of funny.
It was meant to be.
But that's kind of fun. But you know what stands out to me with the music mix on CD or the iTunes collection or whatever it reminds me of when we were younger, in the late 70s and 80s, people used to do mixtapes and you would sit in front of the radio with your recorder holding it up, waiting to
No,
record songs off the radio, and then the DJ
I
would
remember our cassette tapes. Oh my gosh.
you give your sweetheart a mixtape. And it's kind of romantic, I think, or even,
Yeah.
sweet to give, I could make up a whole list of songs about how much I love my sister.
Aw.
Always,
Years ago, I was traveling and I was going for a week. This was probably 25 years ago. And I was going for a week, and my friend Terry and I had parked my car at the airport. And my friend Terry and I go to get back in our car. Well, in addition to filling my car completely with purple balloons that had to be popped in order for me to get in and get home, And Terry thought it was hysterical, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get back to work. And we're sitting there trying to pop the balloons when we're getting going to get in the car. But in addition to that, AJ had put a cassette tape in the tape drive in the tape deck in my car, that he had made a mixtape for me, and he said some sweet nothings, and I'm getting in the car and turn the car on and it starts playing, and Terry's in the car with me. Thankfully it wasn't X-rated. It was just him being mushy, but it was cute. Well, the this has been great, but I wanted to mention one more before we wrap up. I kept saying about gifts you could give. Or in our previous thing, when we talked about creativity, remember I talked about writing a book and all. And that's something you could do for somebody for Christmas, is to write a book about them, or to write a book about yourself and share it with your family, or maybe tell some family stories, or have people contribute. That would be a fun gift to like say, oh, what do you remember most about your sister growing up, and have everybody contribute, and then do like a page for each person, and maybe add a picture of each person with the person that the book's about, and share that. That would be a really cute idea. And you could do that on lulu.com or on Vistaprint or Mixbook. There are different websites you can get those printed. So that would be cute.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was gonna say, back to the music and whatnot. A lot of the physical stuff from, like 80s to early 2000s is coming back. So like the Polaroids, or like the digital cameras with like a printout feature, or like the mixtapes, like a lot of that is coming back. And so it's a little more trendy to fall back and do the mixtapes and like a scrapbook and whatnot.
That's
So
that's a nice idea. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I actually found the other day, I was looking for something else and found my sprocket. Do y'all remember what that is?
I remember the term, but I don't remember what it is.
It's a sprocket is a little tiny printer for your iPhone or smartphone, and you plug it in and you can print pictures straight off your phone. They're little bitty, but they're kind of cute. And I remember getting that for Christmas one year from Mom, probably about 10 years ago. And I like it, but I've not used it a lot. And I still have a ton of the paper. So I was thinking, I need to use it for something. I'm just, it's one of these things where you're like, I don't want to run out the paper, so I want to make sure it's a special occasion,
And then,
but it would be
yeah.
fun, like at Christmas time or whatever.
I'm pretty sure Irma Bombach had a essay she wrote about use your good dishes, which was kind of the same concept of don't leave something sitting around just because.
You're saving it for a special occasion.
Right.
Yeah,
Which
I agree.
totally off this topic, but
every day is a special occasion because you are alive.
There you go. I like that. I keep saying I want to buy some Christmas dishes, but then I'm like, oh, you only use them once a year. Well, or you could set your table all Christmas season with Christmas dishes, I guess.
I can see you using Christmas dishes year round.
Yes. Oh, Clover.
Oh, yes.
Tell us some sweet and sour sauce, or some sour sauce. Oh.
Salty sauce?
Well, today's sweet and sour is a little bit of a reality check.
Oh.
Ah.
So, we're thinking about all of these fun gifts, and they sound really fun to make and to do, and all of these, even if you're not making something, even if you're buying something off Amazon for someone, it's easy to get caught up in the, oh my gosh, this is so cool, let me get it for this person, or let me make this for this person. But sometimes we forget who we're giving it to.
Mm.
Like, I have seen so many videos in the past like 2 weeks of just people like recording the fact that they spent hours on like this little homemade card or something. And they're like, look at how cute this is. But I don't think that this person will appreciate it because it's nothing to do with like what, like it's cute to make it and it's cute to think about it. And it's like the idea is fun. But what would it actually mean to that person?
Mhm.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the phrases that they're saying or the ways that they're saying it are very funny and like it's like, look at this cute feminine card I'm making, but I forgot I'm giving it to a boy. And it was just like, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's a good point.
But it's easy to get caught up in the spirit of giving and
Mhm.
forget about who's getting it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like buying perfume for somebody who has no sense of smell.
Exactly.
I thought about that because, mom has no sense of smell. It's one of the side effects of Parkinson's disease. And she always thought it was because she had sinus surgery, but I think just coincidentally, it's because of the Parkinson's and the two probably coincided about the same time. But anyway, I always think about that because she's got so many bottles of perfume on her shelf. And I'm like, I wonder if people have given her that as gifts, not realizing that she has no sense of smell. But I always spray perfume on her when I'm helping her get dressed or whatever. And she said something one time about not being able to smell it. I said, "Yeah, but we all smell it, so it's for our enjoyment, not for you." But yeah, you do have to
yeah.
think about who you're giving the gift to.
And I got her a reed diffuser last Christmas, but I also part of my motivation, I was like, well, she's not gonna be able to smell it, but it was real pretty.
Yeah,
The water in it, or the scent, whatever stuff that was in it was purple, and it was a clear glass bottle that was real pretty, and it had
it is pretty. I've seen it.
baby's
Yeah,
breath, flowers
yeah.
sticking out. And it was pretty, and I thought it would go nice in her room because it's all the lavender and purple in there.
Scott
So
enjoys it when he puts her in the
yeah,
bed at night.
he likes it. So
Yeah.
figured double duty.
A little
That's fun.
I have for because I find it's a little repetitive and honestly a little, excuse my language, but boring to continuously buy something that is on somebody's list, or buy somebody the same things year after year. Like I love my friends, but for the past like year or two, every gift that I get is some combination of earrings, candles, and socks. Every single one. And that is that's my safe gift for when you don't know what to get me and I don't know what to ask you for. That is like my safe gift. That's what I tell people, candles, earrings, or socks. And so every year it's some combination of that because nobody knows what to get me. Whatever,
Mm.
But so I think that a good way to figure out what to get somebody is to take a look at their list, see what kind of things are on it, see if there's like a specific genre or a specific like interest that's on there
Mhm.
that you can get something that's like something that's on the list, not necessarily. So like if they have like a pan on their list, don't just get them like a different pan. But like if it's like they have a lot of pink items on their list, maybe they really like pink, you can find them something else that is pink. Or say that they
Mhm.
have a lot of like something that's based off a show, you can get them something else based off the same show. It'll give you inspiration without directly telling them what to get, and they'll still be surprised and still like it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea. Of course, you should have told me this before I bought you something off your list.
Oh
So,
no.
All right, well,
it wasn't socks or candles, though. You'll be happy to know, or earrings.
it's peer pressure. That's what
Oh, here's another thought. Don't make people feel bad about their Christmas list. Just some food for thought. Yeah, good stuff. Good
There's
job.
always cash.
That
Hmm.
sweet and sour. There's always cash. Amen to that. Yeah. Eric texted me this morning and said Liv needed to add more items to her list. And I thought, she's willing to take cash.
Mhm.
As are all young people,
Mhm.
25 and under, well, 30 and under. Hey, what am I talking about? 80 and under. Cash is always good, right?
Yep. It's as good as money.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, do you have something for us to marinate in
I
or on the
do. My marinade is about food because we talked all about food at the beginning. And we both mentioned, I think most of our listeners know that you and I have both been on this weight loss journey and we've done very well with it and we eat very healthy now, except for we give ourselves a pass when we go on vacations. And you just got back from a vacation and I just got back from a vacation. And I got to tell you, the first day that I was on vacation, I ate so much that I felt sick. I
Mm.
had to tell myself the next day to stop eating before I recognized that I was full because that's one of the keys to um, eating healthy is that you need to manage your portions and also remember that if your body's not used to eating a lot of the things greasy or sweet or whatever
Mhm.
spicy that you need to watch that when you decide to have a cheat day that you don't overdo it. And so it's just very simple food for thought. Just if you're going to eat something that you're not accustomed to eating, listen to your body. Don't wait till it's screaming at you. Listen to the subtle messages it's giving you because the first night that we were out of town at the hotel, I was miserable. I couldn't sleep at all. My stomach was so upset. So I did better the rest of the trip, but definitely overdid it that first day.
I felt like the Grinch during this vacation where his heart grew 3 sizes. I feel like my stomach grew 3 sizes. Yeah, by the end of it, I no, the last day we were there, okay, so progressively throughout the vacation, I was eating more each day. Like I would eat like I would be able to eat half the food that I got and bring home leftovers. Half the food, bring home leftovers. By the last day, I didn't have any leftovers. And I guess that's a good sign, but I felt it.
You had a little leftovers because it's still in the fridge.
Oh, true.
Half a sandwich.
Well, that was from before the sushi place, though. So
Yeah.
that was, but
Yeah, it's
we had to
dangerous, risky business there, all that eating out.
Yeah. Good stuff though. I mean, and a lot of times, if you're on a special diet, you can find, you know, some things that fit into your thing, into what you're doing, but then you give
Sometimes, yeah.
yourself a little leeway too.
But
sometimes there's
and
nothing
I
on the
think the
menu
main
that's
reason, I'm sorry,
Yes.
what?
Sometimes nothing on the menu fits into your diet plan.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. I think the reason I wanted to mention it was because it's the holiday season, right? And we just ate yesterday for Thanksgiving. And I know you and I both have a lot of parties and festivals and things like that coming up over the holiday season. And we're going to be eating a lot
Mhm.
and or eating differently, right, than we do now. So it's a good time to start thinking about that and just recognize and try to get more exercise. I was thankful because we did come back from our trip and I had gained like 2 pounds, but then running up and down the stairs, cleaning the house to try to get it ready to put up our Christmas decorations this week. I took the weight back off and I said that's the key is I just got to get moving more and drinking more water.
Yeah. And well, when like you kept telling me every time I worried about eating this week is, just get back on the
Yeah.
on the horse again after I
Don't
get home and it'll take care of itself.
don't beat
So,
yourself up. Just go
yeah.
back to counting them points or eating healthy, whatever you got to do.
Yep.
Well, thanks so much, Clover, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's always good to have you.
Yay.
The young perspective.
Lots of
Wow.
wisdom from these young peoples.
Yeah, it was weird having a week off. So
I
now
know.
we got to get back on track here and
Uh,
figure out what we're doing for the rest of December. Today's episode drops December 1st. So can't
Yeah.
believe it's December already. Oh my
Today's
goodness.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I guess when y'all are listening to this, you'll be getting ready for Cyber Monday.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Scott
do we
called
shop
me
today or
yesterday
Monday?
and
I don't
asked
know.
me about something. And I said, you might want to consider that Cyber Monday. Oh, he's buying a new computer or something. And he was asking me about something. And I said, y'all might want to wait until for Monday because Cyber Monday, it might be an even better deal. I say this right after we bought a new computer, but oh well. Well, until we see you guys or you hear us or see us, make yourself a priority.
And take care of you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.